The Adidas National Lacrosse Classic, 2009. Hello and welcome to the Adidas National Lacrosse Classic in Germantown, Maryland, a collection of the best underclassmen lacrosse players in the country. My name is Kevin Lynch, and I'm going to show you all the things that make this event so great. On July 7th to the 9th, 2009, the 500 best underclassmen lacrosse players in the country from 20 regional teams gathered in Germantown, Maryland for the second annual Adidas National Lacrosse Classic. Every team had their eyes set on a national championship, and win or lose, their skills would be showcased to plenty of college coaches.
Our objective, along with Level 2, is to expose as many kids to the college coaches as possible. One of the best stories that I heard from last year was talking to two college coaches, D1 coaches, where they had recruited two players from regions that otherwise would not have had the opportunity to see a recruit, and they signed two players out of that area, and I just think that speaks volumes for this event.
Have you seen a lot of college coaches out here?
A lot of them. They're all over the place today.
Well, it's great because in Minnesota you don't get coaches coming out to your high school games. There's no exposure. You have to travel out to go get seen.
Last year we were here, and during the off-season, after the tournament, we got contacted by quite a few coaches and asking what their grades were, what subjects they're interested in, what their lacrosse stats were, and just gave them the whole package of how to be ready and what to think about being ready to go to college. So it gives them opens their eyes. It's not just about playing lacrosse, it's about their future.
Along with creating a great stage to showcase their talent, the Adidas National Lacrosse Classic was able to provide some great advice to student athletes.
What you shouldn't do is wait by the phone for it to ring. Okay? What you should do is be proactive and communicate with these coaches. Send that email out to the coach and attach your profile. Okay? Follow that email up with a phone call to the coach and introduce yourself. The DVD, is really a great way for the coach to be able to see just what you're doing on the field. And what you want to do is you want to show the college coaches your best stuff.
And certainly the athletes had to show their best stuff just to become an Adidas All-American.
There's 500 players, in this event that were selected out of 1,500. So roughly, 1/3 of the players, top players, are in this event. We're in the state of Maryland hosting this event, and there's only 64 players from the state of Maryland. We divided up the country into 8 regions. We placed 20 teams into those regions based on U.S. Lacrosse high school participation rates. We conducted tryouts run by high school coaches. It was a blind and random tryout so that no player contact data was given out. The top 25 players from each tryout were selected to represent the regional teams, and they're all brought in here to play for a national championship.
And those tryouts were very competitive.
The tournament started for us when we had tryouts. We had the largest tryout in the country. Over 170 guys tried out for a 25-man roster.
And we drew kids from Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, New York.
California is a very large state, so we had kids that traveled more than 4 hours to come to tryouts.
Oh, well, in Rochester, it was pretty intense. I mean, everybody that showed up was good. There were a lot of kids that were right on the bubble.
For those lucky enough to make it, they got to enjoy a 3-day festival for the great game of lacrosse.
48 hours on campus, okay? And you can start taking
I think it's a great event. You get to see a lot of teams that you don't see at everyday tournaments, like from California and Minneapolis and Orlando. So it'd be great to see a lot of these kids go in the Division I college. Maybe a couple of them come over to Loyola.
It's been a great event. My son's really enjoyed it. He's bonded with his teammates, got a chance to meet some kids from all over the country who love lacrosse as much as he does, and it's been a fantastic experience.
You know, we're just sitting here watching our kids hanging out in the field with some other kids from Atlanta who they're going to play next, and they get to be friends with some kids from all over the country. It's a great thing.
The Adidas National Lacrosse Classic even introduced a new event to the lacrosse world, the Shot, Block, and Draw 3-on-3 Challenge.
Going to be probably the most innovative programs out there today. Being a former NCAA assistant coach, being a former high school coach, we understand what the skill sets are for a great team, and it really gets hinged on a great goalie, a great face-off guy, and if you can have a dynamic shooter, you pretty have the nucleus of a good team. So all we're trying to do is to really highlight those skill sets in a 3-on-3 environment. It's really designed that any team can come back in a very quick period of time. And we put emphasis, as I said, on the skill sets of those 3 positions. So when you have a face-off guy, he wins a face-off, he gets a point. You get a save, you get a point. You score a goal, obviously you're going to get a point. We really have something that's going to be dynamic here. We think this is very innovative. No one else is doing it. We kind of equate it to the punt, pass, and kick contest in the NFL, and we're looking to do this for all ages, both male and female, and we'd like to even take this even up to the pro level.
The debut of the Shot, Block, and Draw 3-on-3 Challenge was a big success. Every team got a chance to show off their skills in a single elimination tournament, and fun was had by all. But in the end, Baltimore Prep and Orlando were the 2 teams left standing. The 2 met in the championship, both looking to be the first ever Shot, Block, and Draw champion. But Baltimore Prep was too strong as the boys from Maryland became the first ever Adidas Shot, Block, and Draw 3-on-3 champions. The 2 top teams throughout the Adidas National Lacrosse Classic proved to be Rochester and Washington, D.C. They would get a chance to meet in the championship. But for the 2nd straight year, the boys from Rochester proved to be kings of lacrosse and took home another Adidas National Lacrosse Classic championship and will get to face Team Canada in the Brogdon Cup. Well, that does it for year 2 of the Adidas National Lacrosse Classic. And once again, it was a great display of how great the game of lacrosse is throughout the country.